Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes, that's right. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. It is Monday night. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Hello, Haddonfield, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this weird and wild winter wonderland of murder and mayhem that you just found yourself in the middle of is what we call Michael Myers Monday Live, our celebration of the greatest horror franchise of all time and our favorite fictional serial killer, the shape himself, Michael Myers. So what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, I appreciate it. I hope you'll hang out. And to everybody else, all of our returning friends, what is up, everybody? It has been a few minutes since our last one of these gatherings, I have to say, and I am so glad to be back hanging out with you guys tonight. It's our first Triple M Live of 2025, our first live stream of any kind of the year, and I am so glad that you guys are here to enjoy it with me and to celebrate Michael Myers Monday. And I am loving seeing all these pumpkins lighting up the live chat right now. I'm seeing a lot of our friends. It's great to see you guys and to know that you didn't forget where we live and our address here, because like I said, I know it has been quite a bit of a hiatus / winter hibernation. But we are here, and I think we got some fun stuff to talk about tonight on Michael Myers Monday, the first Monday of February. That's February 3rd, 2025. And I see Solid Saturn is up in the house, as well as City Kitty lighting it up. our buddy Josh Smith. What's up, man? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Phil, of course. Tim in the house. Let's see. I know I saw Megan in there earlier. Byron has checked in. Sam, of course. Team Wolf checked in. Sending good vibes your way. Rob Windsor, of course, here in the house as well. A lot of our regular friends here. Up, Michael Myers himself, the shape lurking in the shadows, silently, naturally, of course. Ascend the Clown Haunter has dropped in as well. What's up? Hello and welcome to you all. And again, if you are new here, I appreciate it. I hope you'll stay for a while. I hope you'll hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us. We do these types of things sometimes on a weekly basis, sometimes not so weekly. Like I said, our last one was actually way back in early December was our last Triple M live stream, guys. So it has been a minute. But we are back. We are in full steam here, and we got some news to talk about. Not exactly breaking news tonight by any means. It is some stuff that we've reported on in some fashion in the last couple of weeks here, but some exciting Myers and Halloween franchise related news nonetheless to get into. Some exciting merch coming our way this year, including some Valloween. That's right. Valloween Michael Myers merch that is available right now, and you can get it right now and surprise the Michael Myers fanatic that you love in your life with, if you want. As I adjust my chair here, I feel like I'm sinking lower. I think that's a little bit better, but all right. So we're off and running. I hope everybody's doing well. As always, don't be shy. The live chat is open. I hope everybody has had a good start to their year, a good first month or so. I hope you had good holidays before that. Like I said, it's been a while. I don't anticipate we're going to be on here super late tonight. Of course, every time I say that, it turns into a well after midnight, 2-hour extravaganza somehow. But I don't anticipate we're going to be on here super late. Drinking coffee, in fact, because I'm a little bit tired. Had a busy day, early start to the day today. A lot of stuff going on here at HDN headquarters lately. A lot of meetings, wheelings, and dealings, and all kinds of exciting stuff going on. Because, as you guys know, every day is Halloween for us. And we're always thinking about Halloween and also about October. And there's going to be some very exciting stuff that we're going to be a part of, including some stuff right around here in our neck of the woods, out here in the outer rim of North Carolina. That's what I call it. That's a Star Wars reference, but it's the Outer Banks of North Carolina. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that a lot in the weeks and months to come. It's called Halloween Island, and the whole town transforms into Halloween, and we're going to be a big part of that, and going to be talking a lot more about that in the weeks to come. So keep an eye out and an ear out for more on that Halloween Island happening here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina in October 2025. Also got some cool interviews coming your way. This week I've got a junket lined up with a very cool movie coming to Shudder this month. Also, I hope you checked out my most recent interview, our first exclusive interview of the year. It was with the director of the new Shudder exclusive. It's called Grafted. That's the name of the movie. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. The director's name is Sasha Rainbow. She's from New Zealand, and we talked about Halloween and her film and gore and body horror and beauty obsession and all this cool stuff, all within about a 15-minute or so junket interview. So if you haven't already, I hope you'll check that one out. She's awesome, and the movie is really good. If you like the substance, I mean, it's similar themes, but from a very different POV, which really is done very effectively. You know, whereas the substance has similar themes, but it's set in like Hollywood, the glamour, the glitz of big budget Hollywood. This is totally different. Just watch it though. You're gonna love it. Trust me. If you're into that body horror and gore and all that good stuff, and check out the interview. It's spoiler free if you haven't already. So lots of good stuff coming your way here very soon to the HDN channel. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, and so you don't miss any of it. It's going to be very exciting as we move into 2025. Lots of stuff going on, even outside of this franchise. Of course, I mean, there's Halloween movies already coming our way this year, and I do expect we're going to be getting tons more franchise news as we really get into the year. But what we have for our first news item tonight is actually about the master of horror, the father of all things Halloween and Michael Myers. Of course, I'm talking about John Carpenter. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know, regular viewers and subscribers to our website, HalloweenDailyNews.com, might have seen our article, but last week we got new music by John Carpenter released for our ears. That is the sweetest trick-or-treat treat there is for my ears. I tell you what. If you haven't seen it, let me catch you up real quick. There's a couple pieces to this news item, but of course, all things John Carpenter is always top of the list to discuss here for us at HDN. So I'm going to jump over to HalloweenDailyNews.com right here, and you can see last week we got a new track from John Carpenter. It's called "Cruisin' with Mr. Scratch," and it is from the upcoming 10th anniversary expanded edition of John Carpenter's Lost Themes. And you will recall that Lost Themes is the album, the first album that John released back in 2015 with his bandmates, of course, Daniel Davies and Cody Carpenter. And it was, after all the decades of all the great films and the film scores, this was the first time that Carpenter ever released any original music not related to any of his films, and very just geniusly called it Lost Themes, because that's what it sounds like, especially that first album. Like themes to John Carpenter films that were never made and don't even exist, but they exist in our minds now. And of course now there's been Lost Themes Volume 2, 3, 4, and the anthology albums 1 and 2, and of course the soundtracks to the recent Halloween trilogy, to Firestarter, and upcoming very soon, the A24 movie starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. It's called Death of a Unicorn. If you didn't know, Carpenter and his band recorded the soundtrack for that, and that's coming out this summer as well. But ahead of all that, we got Cruisin' with Mr. Scratch. And again, that is from the Lost Themes 10th anniversary expanded edition. And that is one of two, actually, brand new, previously unreleased tracks that are going to be included on this special expanded edition. The other one is titled Dominator, and that's not available out yet. But the expanded edition will also feature new album art by artist Greg Ruth, and an additional 7-inch, and that's what's going to feature those two previously unreleased tracks. So new old tracks, or old new tracks. I think it's new old tracks, new to us, but they're old tracks, because they were both recorded 10 years ago during those original sessions with John, Daniel, and Cody for the first Lost Themes album. So very cool. And once again, from Sacred Bones Records, of course, who's released all of the Lost Themes albums. This special release, take note, is a one-time limited pressing, so take note of that. And Lost Themes Expanded Edition will be released on May 9th. It is available for pre-order right now, and you can find the links at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Now, I would play the track if we weren't going to get hit with a copyright violation, but I know you guys have all listened to it by now. So chime in the live chat. Tell me what you think about this track Cruising with Mr. Scratch. I have listened to it so many times already. The day it came out, I swear I got up and it was just on repeat in my ears like all day. Um, I think it's awesome, of course. It's a big surprise, right? But it is kind of cool though, having this little time capsule of 10 years ago. Um, I just think that's really cool. But give me your thoughts on it, because their sound has been evolving and changing over the last decade. Lost Themes 4 Noir, the most recent one. I mean, it's still distinctively them, but it's very different. I'd say it's much more rock edged. Daniel Davies bringing a little more of the metal vibe almost to it. This time, more so than in 10 years ago on that first album, I would say. Which really, I always think of that first album, and the first single I think was Night, and it's like I said, it's Carpenter themes to Carpenter films that don't exist. Um, but that's not even all the Carpenter news that we got. Because in addition to all of this, John Carpenter and band have announced their first ever concert residency, and it is happening 4 nights this Halloween in Los Angeles. Check this out, okay? Here, let me. There you go. Now you can see the whole poster there. That's the badass official poster for John Carpenter live in concert, happening at the Belasco Theater October 24th and 25th, Halloween October 31st, and November 1st, 2025. Now I'm going to read you directly from the official press release. This is the announcement. It says, quote, his films define modern horror cinema. His music brings unforgettable nightmares to life. And this fall, John Carpenter, one of the most iconic names in cinema history, will perform live for 4 nights only at the Belasco Theater in downtown LA, a rare experience for movie and music fans. Pre-sale tickets to John Carpenter Live, his first ever music residency, have begun for fans who have pre-registered, with tickets available to the general public beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, January 31st. Tickets can be purchased right now at the official johncarpenter.com/tour. And John has partnered with Plus One to provide $2 from each ticket to the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, which supports incarcerated firefighters, and to the Best Friends Animal Society, helping animals impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. Very cool. Dates for the John Carpenter Live residency, once again, are October 24th and 25th, plus Halloween night, October 31st, and finally on November 1st. John Carpenter, in a statement, says, quote, I've been setting my nightmares, dreams, and visions to music for a very long time, and there's a lot to choose from. That means every night of this event will offer something different and unexpected, end quote. This does mark the very first time that John Carpenter has performed since this marks the first time that John Carpenter has performed live since 2018. And this event, the John Carpenter Live Residency, is produced by Live Nation in association with Storm King Productions, the production company founded and led, of course, by John's wife, the very talented Sandy King. And again, for more details, you can go to the official johncarpenter.com, or you can, of course, always find out more anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com. All right, so if you're going to be in LA this Halloween, or anywhere around this Halloween season, that final week of October, well, there you go. That sounds amazing. Just the poster is amazing. And the fact that he's saying it sounds like that each night's going to be different. So I mean, I know somebody. There's going to be some super fan that goes like to all 4 nights and all. I can't wait to hear to get reports and everything about all of that. So there you go. John Carpenter performing live for the first time in over 5 years, and new music to new tracks, new old tracks, previously unreleased tracks. Some very cool stuff there. Now, I've given you some of my thoughts on the new track. Now I'm going to check over here in the live chat and see what you guys are thinking. I see one of our illustrious channel members, Brett Patrick, the great Brett Patrick, has checked in. Happy Michael Myers Monday, man. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. It has been a while, and I'm glad you are here with us, sir. Orlando Reyes has checked in. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Who's that? Ben Brown is here. Excellent. Just another 7.5 weeks till John Carpenter comes to visit us in Virginia. That's right, for GalaxyCon in Richmond. I think we might have to try to get back up there for that. We were there for Nightmare Weekend back in October. Had a blast. Good reminder that Carpenter is appearing at GalaxyCon in Richmond in, as you say, 7.5 weeks. Michael Myers lurking. Orlando says it's so awesome, talking about the track. Rob says, very cool tune, but makes me think of Freddy. Yeah, I could kind of see that, like the Nightmare on Elm Street theme music, kind of. Yep, I could hear that. I agree with that a little bit. All right, you guys keep chiming in on the Rob, newly retired. Congrats on that, man. Hell yeah. Living the sweet life now. Before we go on to our next news items, which we're going to talk about some Valloween Michael Myers products here in a minute. And then we'll be talking about some other new products, including that life-size animatronic, officially licensed from '78. We'll do some shout-outs, and we might have another flashback video later on. But right now, before we go on, I thought it might be appropriate. Actually, I thought we had to, since we got new Carpenter music. It always makes me very proud to be able to relive one of my favorite interviews from last year, and really just one of my favorite interviews ever, but definitely one of my favorite interviews of 2024, when I got to have an exclusive conversation one-on-one with Mr. Daniel Davies. Of course, been playing guitar and working with John Carpenter on all the soundtracks recently, and all the Lost Themes albums and all this. So I pulled just a small clip. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes long, I think. But I thought it was very appropriate that we have to flash back to that tonight in honor of having some new Carpenter music. So I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to be hanging out right here in the live chat. I'm not going anywhere. And then we'll come back in and we'll talk about some new 2025 merch reveals. This clip with Daniel Davies, like I said, the interview took place in May of 2024, actually on the actual day of release of Lost Themes 4. Now, this clip is specifically, we're not talking about the Lost Themes album in this particular clip. This is talking about working on Halloween 2018, and a little bit about how that came to be, and a little bit about when Daniel kind of realized, it kind of hit home that this is a big deal to people like us that live and breathe for this stuff, and we talk a little bit about that. So enjoy this clip from my 2024 exclusive interview with Daniel Davies, and then we'll be right back with some more Michael Myers Monday live. Now, at what point did the idea, the prospect of doing the 2018 Halloween film enter into this? Because again, this was another moment where, like, for Michael Myers fanatics and Halloween fans, Carpenter fans, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. And I've heard Malik Akkad say it was like the first call he made once things were getting in motion was to John. But when did you guys, like, what's your kind of earliest memories of conversations, stirrings that, hey, maybe we're gonna work on this Halloween 2018 soundtrack?
Um, I think how it started was David Gordon Green and Danny McBride had presented an idea to John and wanted to include him and Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think uh, Malika Akkad and Blumhouse were all, and then we're all working on an idea, I, and then later, John said, "Oh, they might be making a Halloween, and maybe we should see about doing the music." Talk to David Gordon Green about it, and David Gordon Green thought that was a great idea, and then it just kind of evolved from there, and then they yeah, and then we were doing it, and it was really it was really fun to do that. It was amazing, to be with, like, I remember, like, we had written a whole bunch of music for the film, and it was the first time that David Gordon Green came and sat with us, and sitting with John and him together making the movie and helping that story evolve was really incredible.
And were you, obviously, like you said, in your younger years, it doesn't even register that John created Michael Myers and all of these iconic films. At this point, are you a fan of Michael Myers, of these films at all yourself, and just as a film fan yourself?
But yeah, I mean, I like a lot of John's movies,
Hmm.
and yeah, I feel like Halloween has a very unique feel,
Yeah,
and I like that. And I think David Gordon Green's 2018 one had a kind of a connection to that feel. He kind of kept that going, and then over the other two movies he did, that the third one then really, I felt like, became his own, and
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, once I was a teenager, what's happening, and but yeah, I mean, it's great to be a small part of that.
Well, and I was going to ask that if like there was a point where you're working on this soundtrack and you're like inside maybe just geeking out a little bit that this is the return of, because again, for us fans, it had been a long time since the last time we had a Michael Myers movie of any kind, and much less with John's involvement in the soundtrack. I mean, this was like a huge deal, for us anyway. Was there ever like a moment just even inside where you're just thinking, man, this is pretty awesome?
Yeah, there was a moment in so we had like a first sort of rough cut of the film that we were working on, and it didn't have the opening titles yet, so we hadn't put
Okay.
the theme in,
Hmm.
John's original theme, and there's a long first person shot in that movie through the houses. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
And from Michael Myers' perspective, and we put in that's where we put in the Halloween theme for the first time, and the movie became Halloween suddenly, and it was amazing. It was a really exciting moment. Like, you get goosebumps, and so that was one I remember. That was quite striking, and just a great memory from doing that. And you know, it's that those movies just have just a couple minutes of the original themes, and then we wrote an hour and a half of more original music for those movies in each one. And um, but those to be a part of those original themes and all that music, it was just so much fun. We just have such a great time doing it, and uh, that just those kind of movies are just so fun.
All right, we are back live here. It is Michael Myers Monday, February 3rd, 2025. And if you haven't seen it already, then I do urge you and hope you will check out the full interview with Mr. Daniel Davies. Um, Again, it was May of last year, 2024, when we had that conversation on the occasion of the release of Lost Themes 4. So if you're keeping score and keeping track, new Carpenter music, we got the new track out now. We got the other new track, Dominator, still to look forward to, part of the expanded edition 10th anniversary of Lost Themes. If you're going to be in LA and can make it, 4 live dates. The residency at the Belasco is announced. And if all that's not enough, we're going to have a whole new album of new music when we get Death of a Unicorn, because they composed the score for that as well. And that movie looks just pretty wild and insane and great, and I can't wait for it. The trailer's out now. Check it out. Look it up if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, it stars Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega as father and daughter, and they hit a unicorn with their car, and yeah, hilarity ensues. It looks wild and awesome, and I can't wait. And I can't wait for the Carpenter soundtrack that will come with it. So we got all that to look forward to. So John Carpenter forever, right? And we celebrated John Carpenter Day too a few weeks ago during our long hiatus / hibernation. All right. Valentine's approaches, whether we want it to or not. But what I am loving more and more each year is what has, been termed Valloween by a lot of people. And but what it is essentially some of our horror favorites, and in some cases Halloween type imagery coming into other holidays, specifically in this case Valentine's Day. And I know you've seen some of this, and it's really pretty wild, because I mean, I've seen things like coloring books in Walmart for kids with skeletons, in love, and it's like till death do us part, stuff like that. You know, every day is Halloween for us, so I love that. I love bringing the creepy, the horror, the hallow into any other holiday, and especially now. I mean, I love it when we see any of it, but especially when it's our boy, the Shape, Michael, right? And that's what the good folks at Spirit Halloween and their parent company Spencer's have done this year. Because in addition to an assortment of Ghostface and all kinds of other Valentine themed, friendly esque anyway, horror teas, they've given us 2 Michael Myers Valloween horror teas, and they are available to order right now. They're actually on sale, both of them. They're normally $25. They're only $20 right now. I've put affiliate links to both down in the description. And they're available online from spirithalloween.com. Again, they're being sold right now if you're near a mall, if you're somewhere where a mall still exists. They you might be able to find one at Spencer's. And like I said, they've got a few other slasher icons too. But this being Michael Myers Monday prior to Valloween, check this out. This is the I Will Follow You Anywhere shirt. And we can zoom in there. There's an image of Michael. Everything with the pink tent. Some nice little hearts even scribbled in there. And again, I invite you guys, don't be shy, sound off in the comments and in the live chat. Let me know what you think about stuff like this. I mean, again, we are all about every day is Halloween, and bringing Halloween into any other holiday to me is great, whether it be just the horror aspects and more macabre aspects, or be it specifically some of our Halloween icons like Michael Myers. So I'm all for it. But what do you guys think? Let me hear you. And as you're commenting, we're going to go down and take a look at this second one that is also available Again, normally $25, right now $20. This is the Real Men Chase You shirt. Same image of Myers. And this time pink on white. Real Men Chase You. So I know it's not going to be for everybody. You know, some people might look at some of this stuff and say, and they do it. We hear about it sometimes, and they're like, oh, I don't want to see stuff like that. You can see they've done it with Ghostface too, specifically with the hearts here. You're cute when you scream. You know, that's kind of like a saying you'd find on one of the heart candies, right? They even did one with Leatherface. And you'll see it says family is forever. I mean, not so lovey-dovey here, but really family is forever. I mean, that should be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, right? That was literally the tagline on the poster for that one. And again, this one doesn't even really look Valloween. I think they're just selling it because it's got pink writing. So they're kind of marketing it with the others. And then they did have a couple other Ghostface ones, if you're curious, like this one says, no, you hang up. Again, all these are available, spirithalloween.com. Horror movies and chill. And for the Myers, the two Myers Valloween shirts, I did put links to those down in the description. So let me know your thoughts on those. Are you going to be getting one for yourself, asking your loved one to get one for you, get one for your loved one, or are you just saying no? I don't want to rock Michael Myers for Halloween. Either way, let me hear what you're thinking. What's up? Protect Safes has checked in. Thank you for the super chat. $2. Love it. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate the support. City Kitty, loving the Halloween shirts. Sonia has checked in as well. What's up? Welcome and happy Michael Myers Monday. David Suber's checked in the house. Sorry I'm late. You're not too late. It's all good, man. Yeah, as long as we're here and the light's always on, you know, it's Triple M. You know, I said we're not going to be on here real late, so that usually means it'll be extra late. But no, I think this time we're not going to be on here real late. But thank you, Protect Safes. I appreciate the super chat. And again, everybody, if you didn't know, of course, obviously super chats are open, and every little bit is appreciated and helped. And memberships are open as well. It's just $5 a month, and you, like our illustrious member, I saw him in here earlier, Brett Patrick. I don't know if he's still in here, but you too can be an illustrious channel member and see things like our interviews and other content early in advance before anybody else. All right, so let me hear from the rest of you guys. Cast your votes on the Halloween shirts. Thumbs up or not. I'm all for it because, again, I'm all for bringing Michael and, by extension, bringing any and all Halloween into Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, whatever. So that shouldn't surprise you there. But yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's great. Of course, that is nowhere near all the new Myers merch that we've been talking about here at HDN lately. And since our last live stream, again, that was back in December. Every year in January, there's the annual Halloween and Party Expo. And this is an industry event, really majority for haunters and for haunt merchants and so forth, and production companies. And a lot of new stuff is unveiled just for the industry. And in conjunction with that, it's become kind of annual tradition for Trick or Treat Studios to unveil their catalog at that time, right around the first day of the expo, and that's what happened last month. They released their 2025 catalog, and if you didn't see it, I did a full breakdown detailing pretty much all of the new 2025 masks, props, collectibles, and other stuff that is in their catalog. We might have missed one or two items, but I think we got all the stuff, and there'll be other stuff that is still announced later on. And of course, though, there is some new Michael Myers items. Now, not a ton, not like some years where Trick or Treat has just bombarded us with stuff, but there is some very notable new items from Trick or Treat Studios coming our way in 2025. They're not up for order yet. They're not up for pre-order yet, but some of them are listed on the official website. We've got some decent photos of them. So what we're going to do right now is take a look at some of those right now. And again, we've done a video report and included these in it. But I really want to get your feedback and your thoughts on some of these collectibles, including the new animatronic. Now, we'll save that one till the end because that's kind of the headline item in my opinion. But let's look at some of these other items. We're gonna start over on trickortreatstudios.com, and this is an item that comes from the Halloween '07 license, and we are finally getting an official Asylum mask, they call it. As the Halloween 2007 Asylum mask, very reasonably priced at just $19.99. And they're estimating it is going to be available August 1st. Sculpted by Wayne Toth, who of course sculpted the actual mask and worked on the special effects and led the special effects team on Rob Zombie's films. And this is a face mask, as it is in the film. I'm very excited to see this. I'll want to own it. I meant to bring my Asylum mask down here. I actually own one that was produced, I'd say probably a decade ago, maybe more than a decade ago, by Fun World, actually. Fun World, who owns and produces the Ghostface mask. They actually had the license to the Rob Zombie films for the longest time until Trick or Treat got them just a few years ago. And so they put out various masks, including their version of that orange Smith's Grove escape mask, which I love, and I own their version, and it's hanging on the wall in my living room right now. I meant to bring it down here tonight just to show you guys. Next week, though, I'll bring that. But I'm very, very excited to see this finally available. Again, it's a very reasonably priced collectible, pretty much. I like that look of Michael, honestly, though. Like, you guys know I like the remake for what it is. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it more than John Carpenter's version or anything like that, but I've gone over that a million times for what it is. Movies about Michael Myers, not about the shape so much. But I always love that Smith's Grove stuff, and this look especially. So I'm stoked that now there's an officially licensed version from Trick or Treat that's going to be available. I definitely want to own it. I want to compare it to the Fun World version. And I like these face masks. I've talked about it before. I mean, they make great decorations. They hang on the wall really nice. And this one could conceivably look really nice hanging next to my my Fun World version. Now, again, not too many new reveals from this franchise, and especially in the mask department. But we do have this, which is a new for 2025 witch. And you will see that this witch skull and pumpkin might look familiar. You might be saying, well, that's clearly the Silver Shamrock Halloween 3 masks. Why aren't they labeled as such? Well, the reason for that, if you've forgotten, because I think I've talked about it here with you guys. I know I've talked about it on the channel before. The reasoning that you're seeing them listed here this way is because they are now part of Trick or Treat Studios' Don Post Vintage Collection. And you'll recall Don Post, was the mask maker. He was the man in the 80s, and the Don Post masks, and those masks were all made by him. When Halloween 3 goes to the Silver Shamrock factory, the inside of it, that is actually the Don Post factory, the inside of it. And so these masks were already on the production line. The Skull and the Witch were, and Tommy Lee Wallace had them add the pumpkin for the movie, and so there you go. So when a few years ago, Trick or Treat, they finally got the Rob Zombie license. The first time ever, they had all 13 films in the whole franchise under one house, and then very soon after that, they did not renew the Halloween 2 and 3 licenses with Universal. And that's where they are now. And the reasoning for that, because once they purchased Don Post Studios and all of those old molds, now they own that original Kirk mask. So they can always sell that if for the hardcore, rehaulers and stuff that want the Kirk and rehaul it. There you go. You can buy their Trick or Treat's Don Post version. If you want the Silver Shamrocks, you can buy these guys. And if you want the H2, well, now they just kind of sell that slightly more cleaned up, minus the needle, as an alternate version of the 78. So that's how you can still find those same molds available from Trick or Treat Studios. So we do have this one other new mask from the franchise, technically, even though it's not labeled as such, and that is the Witch. So you can complete your Silver Shamrock collection. Now, of course, the Don Post versions now, currently, unfortunately, do not have the Silver Shamrock button on back. But, hey, maybe that makes them safer, right? All right, so moving on into collectibles. And again, the Rob Zombie films license is relatively new to Trick or Treat. And those of you that follow our previous reports or are fans of Trick or Treat Studios know that they have, in recent years, really got into the collectibles market, doing a lot of very nice, very highly detailed, very, very good collectible figures. And this is their latest Myers. This is, of course, the '07 Michael Myers 1/6 scale figure, priced at $170. Estimated to begin shipping, well, they were guessing January 31st of this year, but we're looking at this and it is currently not available to pre-order quite yet. But you can see he's going to come loaded with accessories, as they typically do, different hands. You got your knife. He's going to come with the tombstone. And we are also getting a smaller version of this figure, an 8-inch, that is part of Trick or Treat's ongoing Scream Greats series. And they've already done Michael 78 version as part of the Scream Greats. Well, now they are doing the '07 version as well. Now, you guys know I love Trick or Treat's vintage style wall decor. I talk about it all the time. We sell some. We have some still in stock from the other films, from Halloween 4, Halloween 3, Halloween 78. We have all of those in stock. I'm definitely going to be adding this set to my personal collection, and we might have some in our own store as well. But now we have a piece of six pieces of a set of 6 pieces of vintage wall decor, officially licensed from Halloween '07. Priced at just $15. And one of those, the Michael Myers, will be a posable Myers, just like in the '78 version. Really cool stuff there. You got Michael, kind of framed almost like he's looking in from a window from outside. You got a bloody knife there. I love that image on the left there of the bloody knife dripping, and in the blood is the reflection of young Michael with older Michael holding the knife. That is really really cool. Um, these up top here from left to right, there's young Michael holding the jack o' lantern. That one's brilliant. I that was just great. There's Escape Michael with all the masks from Smith's Grove. Again, that's one of my favorite looks of Michael from that film, and I always loved all those masks that he had made in his asylum room. So very cool choice. And then of course another headshot of Michael with a cool jack o' lantern background, just very vintage looking, vintagey. Is that even right? Vintagey. Yeah. I love these vintage wall decor sets, and I think this is a great addition. But as always, you guys give me your opinion on these. And again, they're very reasonably priced. I feel like they just look great hanging up on the wall. If you're looking, I've got a few around here on the walls in my office here. All right. Last but not least, certainly not least, this is the big headline item from Trick or Treat Studios for 2025. Certainly for the Halloween Michael Myers franchise. As far as I'm concerned, this is their new 6 foot tall Michael Myers animatronic, officially licensed from John Carpenter's original 1978 Halloween, sculpted by Justin Mabry and Alexander Ray. Now, again, we have done an earlier report on this where you can actually see video of him in motion. And I will pull that video up in just a second so you can see what I'm talking about. But his motion is his head turns from side to side, his right arm raises the knife at the elbow, and then he has a third motion where the wrist turns the knife. The sounds he makes are Michael's ominous breathing, in addition to playing not one but two officially licensed tracks from the actual iconic soundtrack by John Carpenter. Hello, hopefully we are back now. Apologies for the disconnect there. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully we are back. All right, well, I'm not seeing anything showing up in live chat. So you guys let me know if you're seeing and hearing me. I don't know why I'm not seeing responses on live chat. I'll check my phone, see if it looks any different. Okay, good. You guys can hear. All right, now I can see the live chat. All right. Aha! And I see Vintage Safes has dropped another super chat. Vintagious. Excellent, excellent. Okay, yes, you can hear me. All right, good. All right, I don't know where we got cut off there, but we lost connection momentarily. So, um, did you guys did you hear me talking about the animatronic at all? Let me know what you heard about the animatronic, or I could just do that part again. Um, but where I left off is I was trying to pull up the video of that animatronic in action. If you haven't seen that, so while we're all getting caught up here, I'm gonna go over here to Trick or Treat Studios page on the Book of Faces and see if we can find that video that they posted from the Halloween and Party Expo last month. Well, I'm not seeing it on their page where I thought it was. Let me jump over here. I know Mad About Horror, they were there, and they got some good video of it in action too, I believe. So we're going to go over to their page now and see. Okay, here he is. All right. Stand by. Here is here he is in action at the Halloween and Party Expo. This video posted by the Mad About Horror Facebook page. And in this video, he is playing the main theme from the original film. There's breathing. You can see his head turns from side to side, slow raising of the knife, and then that third twist, that third little motion of the twist. Nice little interesting touch there that I appreciate. And again, I don't know what all got cut off there, but if you didn't hear, he stands 6 feet tall. He is sculpted by artists Alexander Ray and Justin Mabry. And he plays not one, but two officially licensed tracks from the original soundtrack, which one is definitely the main theme. The other one, we don't know for sure. I'm guessing it is the shaped stalks, you know, dun, dun, dun. Yes, heard up to the official sounds. Nice, nice. Rob says, been waiting for the '07 Michael Myers from Tots for about 3 months now. Oh, the figure. Are you talking about the Scream Grates? City Kitty says we've had our dummy one dressed as Michael for a few years now, so I've been waiting for a good animatronic like this. Very cool. Um, thank you guys. And again, protect safes. Thank you. Vintageous. Now I'm seeing some of the comments about the merch. All right, so sound off on the animatronic and the other merch from Trick or Treat Studios, specifically from this franchise this year. Again, not a ton with the specific franchise from Trick or Treat this year. But I think that animatronic is notable. I said in our recent video where I talked just about the animatronic, I led off with the question, could this be the best Michael Myers animatronic yet? I'll pose that same question to you guys. Some have already been saying it. Ben Brown says that the one at Spirit last year made me mad with how messed up the face looked and how wrong the sounds were. But this one is gorgeous. I agree, Ben. So far from what we're seeing, again, the photo it does say that the photo on their website trickortreatstudios.com is not a final photo of the final product. But then again, what they had on display at the expo, if that's any indication, that looked very much like that photo. The head sculpt, it is a head sculpt, by the way. It's not just a mask. The head is sculpted. The hair is posable, though. They've said that. Trick or Treat has said that the hair is posable. Stylable, I guess. Is that a word? Stylable? The hair can be styled, just like their masks can, the hair on their masks. But the head is not meant to be removed. They did say that if you want, obviously, you could put a whole nother Myers mask on there, a rehauled one or whatever, if you don't like it. I dig it, though, and you could go on about, well, what other motions would you have a Myers do? They all kind of stab, but that's what he does. This is a signature thing, right? Right? What else can you really have him do? But I like that it's 3 motions. I kind of like that added thing. The one thing I said also in my previous report, and I'll throw it out there to you guys, I would love to see at some point somebody do a version where you can take the knife out and put it the other way, because sometimes I want him to be stabbing up. Maybe I think that might be more, but just an idea out there. Trick or Treat for your next version when you do the Halloween 2 animatronic next year or whatever you're going to do. No, it wouldn't be part 2 because they don't have that license anymore, would it? They'd do the '07 one, I guess, next, maybe, and then an '18 one, maybe. I don't know. But let's just be happy we have an '07 one. You guys, collectors out there, Brett, if you're still watching, have we had another officially licensed 78 Myers animatronic? I was trying to think. I think there was one years ago, maybe, made by either Jemmy or Techie. Again, going back probably 15 years or so. But you guys help me out. Some of you guys are much more knowledgeable in the collectibles field than I am. So let me know if I'm mistaken on that. But I know we have not seen one in quite a while. Going back to Spirit's previous release prior to last year's, which was technically an H2, and then we had 2 different versions of an H2 a few years ago. One sold through Lowe's, produced by Jemmy. One sold through Party City, produced by Techie. And then before that, there was the one from Spirit, but it was licensed from H2O. So I was trying to remember if we have in fact had a '78 officially licensed Myers animatronic before now, and if so, how long has it been? So have at it, guys. Let me know, and give me your thoughts on all this. I'm gonna take a breath and uh, a drink and read some comments right now. Um, but again, like I said, it's not a big lineup of Myers products from Trick or Treat 2025 so far, anyway. But what they've got looks great. Those figures look great. The wall decor is badass. I love that wall decor. Really love the wall decor. Um, the asylum mask. Hey, it's I love it. Again, I have a soft spot for that look, that mask. I've always, like I said, I've always loved the one I've got. Next week, I'm going to bring down um, my my Fun World version, and you can see what I'm talking about. But I love that. All right, let's see. Jenny has checked in. What's up? Have you seen the Christine music video on YouTube from John? Yes. If it's the one that came out a few years back, if it's something that was just released today or tonight, I probably haven't seen it yet. But I think I know what you're talking about. Um, that they did a while back. I think. Um, Rob said 8 months ago the 1/6 scale didn't have Scream Great when I bought him. Okay, so you've been waiting a while for the 1/6 scale Myers. Okay, yeah, Trick or Treat's got to get on that. Will I get an official one to review? Oh, talking about the animatronic. I don't know. It'd be nice. We'll see. Um, yeah, I don't know. That'd be awesome. Um, we can hope, right? And if I get the opportunity, never hurts to ask sometime. Byron, happy Michael Myers Monday to you as well. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, Jenny, if you're talking about the Christine, I remember John did a Christine themed video, I think, and that's probably what you're talking about. Um, then I have seen that if it came out like a few years back. And yeah, I think if it's gonna play music, now I do still have some questions about the music because it plays the two tracks. So, are they gonna have it where we can manually decide which track it plays? Are they gonna have an option where it can be just the breathing without the music, or is it just always gonna be like one track with breathing, then the other track with breathing, something like that? Um, Again, I mean, I'm open to all of it, but I do like having the options sometimes. I think that's and and the price, by the way, I don't think I said that. Um, they have them priced at $350, which it ain't cheap, but considering the licensed music, um, I think in that it's licensed from the original film specifically, I think he looks great from what we've seen so far. They're estimating that he's going to become available on July 1st. That's their current estimate. But as Rob has let us know, those estimates can be off sometimes, and shipping times can get severely delayed sometimes. All right, keep giving me your thoughts on the animatronic, the Trick or Treat Studios product reveals for 2025, and those Valloween Myers shirts. All right, I do have some shout outs to do before we get out of here, but before we're going to do that, um, I thought it might be fun to share another throwback video, another flashback. Sometimes when I'm on here, I like to premiere new stuff for you guys. Um, share our adventures or our new purchases or whatever. Uh, Sometimes, though, it's about taking a look back down the road and giving a little flashback. And so this week, it's February, and I was thinking about it, and our friend James Jude Courtney just celebrated his birthday just the other day, and it got me thinking. Let's flash back to our very first Zoom video interview that we did here for the channel. We've done a lot in recent years. We've done many more prior to that where it wasn't even on before there was a Zoom, written interviews and all that type. But specifically our series of video interviews here on the channel specifically, we've done a ton. I've been very fortunate to talk to so many cool people in recent years. But it all started back during the dark days of that global pandemic that we all experienced. It seems so far away now, in the winter of 2021, February, in fact, 2021, our very first Zoom interview, my first Zoom interview, and all the awkwardness that comes with it was with the man himself, our friend James Jude Courtney. And it was my second time interviewing James. The first time was over the phone before we ever met in person. Then later on, we would meet in person at various convention appearances and actually got to hang out a little bit outside of the convention setting. And then they filmed Halloween Kills. It got delayed, and we started doing more of this YouTube stuff, and that led to let's do some Zoom interviews. And so our first little set of interviews, if you'll allow me to walk down this memory just a few steps further, it was 4 interviews in a row, and they consisted of the legendary Dick Warlock, Michael Myers' first ever victim, Sandy Johnson, one of our all-time favorite filmmakers already at this point, and now he has really proven himself to be like kind of the new king of horror, Damien Leone from the Terrifier films. And this was long before Terrifier 2 even. So Damien was our 4th one, but our first one of those 4 was James Jude Courtney. So I took that long walk to tell you that we're going to share a clip from that interview. Again, it was the second of 4 interviews I've done with James, total 4 epic conversations covering all 3 films. This one, though, we recorded it. It was during that time where Kills had been filmed, but we were on that long, dark wait after it had been delayed due to theaters being closed down. And so what we did in this interview, we were able to kind of flash back to the time of 2018 and the release of 2018. And so that's what this clip is. This is James Jude Courtney talking about seeing Halloween 2018 himself for the first time and what that experience was like for him. It happened at the premiere of the film, after walking the carpet. This is from my interview with James Jude Courtney, my second of 4 interviews with James Jude Courtney. This one took place in February of 2021. Enjoy. Back a little bit and hey, back in we did our interview. Like I said, we saw you. If it's all right, let's go back a little bit to 2018, and we did our interview. Like I said, we saw you at 40 Years of Terror, and we were actually lucky enough to hang out with you a little bit after the convention, and then we went home back here to North Carolina, and you a few days later were at the world premiere, the Hollywood premiere of Halloween 2018, and I'm at home. I'm watching you and Nick. I'm watching you guys be interviewed, and like this is amazing. So can you? I know you talked about it before with other people, but can you, for our audience, just kind of give me a little bit of what you were feeling that night and what it was like for you to? Because if I'm not mistaken, that was the first time you had seen the finished film, was at the premiere. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Well, first of all, I don't particularly care to watch my work. It's not why I do it. I'm a very in the moment person anyhow.
Yeah.
I don't really think about the future a whole lot, except as I need to plan. And, you know, I mean, of course, like anybody does, but, and I don't dwell on the past a whole lot. So, you know, for me, it's very experiential. So for instance, even making the film, I wouldn't go look at the monitors while I was working unless David Green called me over and Jimmy, come here, look at this. What do you think? Or like, I want you to see this, or, you know, so then I can shut off the creative process in one part of my being and open it up on another more critical, analytical point, look at it from a critical point of view, think, okay, this is what we need to do. Boom. So, you know, getting there for the, you know, walking the red carpet, you know, with Nick, and especially with Nick. Nick and I we immediately had a great friendship. I mean, it's like we're mothers from another brother. Awesome. And you know, and it's funny because he gave me this T-shirt in Charleston, Nick and Jim's barbecue, right? So he gives me this T-shirt, and it's like the Nick and Jim show, you know. It's like,
that's perfect.
So he and I were just riffing off each other and just having a blast, just like walking down the carpet, interview after interview after interview. It was so much fun, and we were just having the time of our lives. My date, beautiful young lady, was stuck in an airport in Bangkok. She couldn't make it.
Oh no!
So I ended up, you know, and she was trying to, but it was it was a big storm, and the planes were grounded, and so she couldn't make it into LAX in time, and so I ended up, you know, sitting alone, which was really kind of better because here's the deal. Like when I work, when I'm in front of a camera, whether it's a stunt, whether it's acting, and, you know, for this was acting and stunts and a very, very deep role.
Yeah.
Seriously, I have zero stress and anxiety. If I could live in that place that I'm in, for instance, when I was playing, you know, Michael Myers, when I'm playing the Shape and on Halloween and Halloween Kills, if I could exist in that place, the Dalai Lama would be calling me up for advice, man, because I'm in such a state of grace and peace. But when I have to sit in a theater and watch myself, dude, I'm sweating bullets. Like,
really,
I'm just covered in sweat. I mean, I'm just like, oh, I don't, you know, I mean, because then I get really analytical and I start like, you know, and so it's not a flowing experience for me. Now, if I had to sit, when I have, for instance, for Halloween Kills, sat, you know, in with the editor, Tim Alverson and David Green, and watched, you know, and talked about scenes and stuff. I mean, then I go to my critical point, you know, my analytical mind, and then that's another creative aspect. So that's easy. You know, I can get outside of myself, but sitting and watching the film, I mean, on one hand, it was beautiful because, you know, it was exciting, and I love the film and I love everything that everybody did. And I was even more greatly pleased than I even thought I would be. I mean, just because, I mean, I knew what I was in for. I know how talented everybody was because I've worked with them. But then you don't know until the end, because I knew Tim Alverson because I'd seen some things cut together, but I didn't know just how talented that guy is. I mean, and he starts editing from day one, and his rough cuts are almost the final cut. Wow. I mean, the dude he's such a brilliant editor, and in fact, you know, I'm trying to produce. I was in conversations with a European company to produce a film that I've written, which we've stepped back from because of COVID, especially because my film has tons and tons of extras. And I talked to Tim recently, and I was like, "Hey, man, so are you available to edit?" He goes, "Well, he's locked into a contract with Blumhouse, man. Those guys locked him up. They know how good he is." So that experience for me was, I mean, it was so unique and beautiful, and to be around, you know, my Halloween family, and to see the audience response, because, you know, I mean, part of what I did was watch the audience. Sure. And to see their response was just amazing, man. Just amazing. I felt like the luckiest guy in the world.
Awesome. And I was going to ask also with the 2018 film, do you have a favorite scene from that film, either for whatever reason, for how it turned out from the outside, or just from performance aspect, or from the making of it? Do you have a favorite scene? Just curious.
Um, I mean, I do, there's certain things that were especially fun to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The bathroom scene, I mean, that was just so much fun to shoot. That was just, and especially because, you know, there were stunt doubles, and then, Rhiannon and Bob were,
Mm-hmm.
And especially Bob was not so keen on doing it, but then, once we started into rehearsal, he was like, "Nah, dude, I'm going for this." And so it was brutal, and a long, tough day. Um, and that's part of it, is like when you really work hard, like the long tracking shot, with the steady cam. I mean, we rehearsed that an entire day, and then it took us 9 takes to get it. And David had told me, they didn't expect to be able to get it. They thought they were going to have to stitch it together with CGI. But when we nailed it, when we freaking nailed it, and Stewie, the Steadicam operator, he played college soccer, so and this is all about athletic timing. Certainly musical timing and creative timing, but it's an athletic event because we're moving on really, really critical pacing, really critical marks that you can't put down. So when we got adjustments, like, okay, we need you 3 inches over when you get down to the sidewalk, and then we need you to do, we had to make those adjustments without any kind of reference, just our physical communication without words. So when we nailed it, when we nailed it, David came running across the set and gave me a big bear hug and goes, "Dude, we nailed it. We nailed it." It's like, so, I mean, I think if I think about it, there are going to be moments, moment upon moment of those kinds of experiences, from Halloween 18.
Yep. So many epic moments and memories, and that's one for me. One of my just favorite people involved in this franchise. Our friend and yours, Mr. James U. Courtney. Check out the full interview if you haven't already. Check out all of my interviews with James and everybody from this franchise. You can find them all under the interviews playlist here on the channel, or the interviews section at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Or now you can listen to audio versions of most of them uploaded to the official Halloween Daily podcast, which is available on Spotify and wherever else you might listen to that type of stuff. But you're here on YouTube, so you're probably not interested in that. But if you are, or if you just want to relive some of them in audio form, there you go, including all of my ums and ahs and awkwardness. See what I mean? Excuse me. All right. Well, it is the midnight hour here on the East Coast. So, as Monday comes to an end officially, the Michael Myers love continues eternally. I'm not going to get out of here, though, without doing some shout outs, because that is one of our traditions here. And, feel free to tag us on the socials when you're sharing your Michael Myers Monday love. So here we go. Let's hit just a couple quick ones before we get out of here. Starting over on Instagram from our friend Keep It Creepy 78. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Another one from Instagram from our friend Canadian Myers, posted during our hiatus. What's a shape to do in January? Shape's gonna shape is what he's gonna do, right? Let's jump over to the Book of Faces. This one shared today by Karen Beebe. Says this is her mood today. We'll jump over to Threads. This one shared earlier today by Simpson County Clown. Wishing everybody a happy Michael Myers Monday, and one more today from Threads, posted by Spooky Gage. Says good morning and happy Michael Myers Monday, and I like it because again it's Valloween, and just like with Spooky Gage, I think we can all relate. We know who's what killer's got our heart, right? So there you go, Michael Myers Monday shout outs. Tag us on your socials, use the hashtag, share your love. What's up, dropping in? X-Ray, thank you for dropping in. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Sewer, thank you for the compliment on the interview. Yeah, I mean, we need to get James back on here. I think it's been a while, but I loved talking to him, and we did it like 3 years in a row almost. As the films were coming out, just really good stuff. Rob says, "Cool shirt." Yes, thank you. Rocking a H2 Walmart special there. Yes, can't beat it. Yes, I agree, Rob. It has been great to hear from everyone tonight. Great to see everybody. Again, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, please do so. And to everybody else, thank you so much, guys. It's been great seeing you. The plan is to be back here next week and do more of this. And hopefully we're going to get back on somewhat of a little more regular schedule. You know, it might not ever be totally 100% always weekly here, but you know, I hated not even being able to get one live in during the month of January. Like, I try not to go that far. You know, at least get one or two in every calendar month. We try anyway, but you know, stuff happens, and winter and all that stuff. So, but here we are. We're rolling now, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. This has been great. Look for lots more. Like I said, we got interviews coming, unboxings coming. I got some exciting unboxings coming. Cool events coming up. Like I mentioned at the top, Halloween Island. You're going to hear us talking a lot more about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Just stay tuned. Turn on the notifications. And drop us a line. If you're watching this on a replay, please drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about everything we've talked about here tonight. Yeah, hit that like button, hit that share button if you got friends that love this stuff too. Help spread the word about what we do here, because this is what we do, and we do it all the time, because every day is Halloween and every Monday is Michael Myers Monday. So there it is, everybody. Until next time, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all so much for hanging out, for your support, for your friendship, for all the love. You guys rock. Happy Valloween and happy Michael Myers Monday. Good night, Haddonfield.